We'll start with Mike on the right in the first row.
Carlos, coming in, there was a lot of thought, and I think a lot of people thought you'd be tired coming here after what you went through the last few days. Do you think it worked the opposite way? Maybe you guys were fed off the momentum of what's happened here?
Yeah, it's playoff game. Everybody's tired, But once it's play ball, you got to go, and it's going to be electric. It's going to be loud. That was the case today, and you just got to feed off that. So there's no excuses. I think everybody's been through it. We're not the only one. Yeah, we went back to Atlanta, played a doubleheader, came back here, but nobody cares. So we were ready to go, and then we got to do it again tomorrow.
We'll stay in the front row.
Just kind of on that, were you wondering at all after, as emotional as it was yesterday, the way the game went, the celebration, if there would be any hangover effect from that? And what did you see on the plane and at the ballpark this morning afternoon to show you that the guys were fine?
I knew we were in a good spot when we boarded the plane. We celebrated. We got out of the clubhouse in Atlanta, and you could tell right away our mentality was next day, next game. Not thinking too far ahead. Continue to have that type of mentality that we've been having throughout the whole year. One day at a time, one series at a time. And that's what I saw yesterday. Got here today, and we treated just as a regular day with the way our preparation goes and, the conversations, meetings, outside work. And we went out there and played our game.
Steve, second row in the center.
Carlos, there were 2 occasions today where you guys fell behind and immediately came back to take the lead in the next half inning. Always important to do something like that, but especially in a road playoff game to be able to take the momentum away and not necessarily let the crowd get into it. How much more critical is something like that?
Yeah, and those are some key moments. They take the lead and we answer right back. I thought today the at-bats were pretty incredible. That inning with Vientos lead off, and then the walk to Pete, Winker coming through, and then you just continue to add on. But, yeah, you're right, because they punch, we punch back, they took the lead again, and then we were able to bounce back and continue to punch and just continue to stay aggressive. We put the ball in play when we need it. We ran the bases well. We put pressure on them. The hustle by Iglesias there, and then Taylor not stopping and just scoring on that play. So important games like this when the crowd is involved. They were pretty loud today, and we expect it to be the same way moving forward here. I mean, it's a playoff, and it was a good job by the guys today.
Third row on the right.
You guys have been really good with 2 outs all year long, and in that 5th inning, to be able to put 5 runs on the board with 2 outs, what is it about your lineup in these big moments that you mentioned where you guys could come together as a group to keep the line moving as opposed to 1 or 2 guys?
Yeah, we have a deep lineup, and we can beat you in a lot of different ways. When we got guys rolling, we not only control the strike zone, we have guys that can get on base. We got guys that can hit the ball out of the ballpark, but we also have that ability to put the ball in play when we need to. Use the whole field, stay short, and that's what we saw today. Iglesias with 2 strikes, I think it was 2 outs. Nemo, tough left-on-left matchup. Just staying in there, putting the ball in play, not trying to do too much, using the whole field, gets an infield single. JD with 2 strikes, not trying to do too much, professional hitter, knowing the situation, let me put it in play, let me go the other way. Vientos, same way. So, like I said, not only we have the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark, but just having the awareness of the situation, and I thought we did a really good job today.
Second row on the right.
Carlos, what did you think of Sevy today, especially after that first inning, how he started and then he really responded? What did you think?
Yeah, he battled. They made him work. That first inning, we don't make a play. First batter of the game, and then a couple of ground balls got through, and he kept making pitches. They didn't chase. He was just missing in the strike zone, and they didn't chase. They forced him in the zone. But he grind through it, and then he settled in nicely, and for him to give us 7, especially where we were at bullpen-wise today, it was huge for us. He's been in these situations before. He likes to be in those moments. He knows the situation. He knows what's at stake. And he did it. I was having conversations with him, and he went out there and continued to make pitches and gave us a solid 6 innings.
Same row, Dave.
Carlos, you mentioned how loud it gets in here and the cheering in those early innings. Can you guys feel it when you suck the air out of a building like you guys did and kind of turn it? I mean,
Yeah.
does that give you guys energy by reversal like that?
I mean, I don't think we need that. We control the things we need to control. And when we go out there and play our game, good things will happen. Like I said, they're going to be loud, and they will continue to be loud. And we just got to control our emotions and just play our game. And we did that today.
Fourth row on the right, Tim.
In the fourth inning, Severino had blown the lead. They had 2 more runners on in scoring position. Buto was in the bullpen. Hefner went out. How close were you to pulling Severino? One more hit, or?
I don't necessarily, recall, but I was knowing that I was kind of short in the back end today with some of our high leverage relievers. So I don't think I needed to be as aggressive, but also understanding it's only 3 games, so I can let the game get away. I was just gonna let it play out, but I needed to have somebody ready. I'm just glad that he continued to make pitches and he found a way.
And then after the fourth, coming off another long inning there, how committed were you immediately to leaving him in for the 5th versus, sending him back out after a long 5-run rally?
Yeah, I think at that point I was either a batter to batter. I was gonna maybe 2 guys get on. I was just gonna let it play out. And like I said, he found his rhythm and he found a way and gave us a solid 6.
Third row on the right.
Within 24 hours, you faced 2 pretty tough bullpens, the Braves and the Mets, the Brewers. What does that say about your team's tenacity?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yesterday against the Braves, not only the starters, but they're high leverage guys, and we were able to get to them. And then today, this is a really good bullpen. And we were able to put together some really good at-bats. We got good hitters. We stick to our approach today. Not all the time is going to happen because they're really good. I'm just glad that we were able to execute today, and we got to do it again tomorrow.
All right, we're just going to do a couple more. Back to Mike in the first row.
Could you have used Diaz if you needed him tonight?
No, he was down.
Second row on the right.
Just how surprised were you that they pulled Peralta, and then how encouraging is it that you were able to kind of work and tax kind of a lot of their bullpen?
I wasn't surprised. They've been aggressive the whole year, and they got a good bullpen. That's the way Pat managed his club, and we were ready for it. We know that they're going to be aggressive. Those guys, there's a reason why they're a really good ball club. It's because they're pitching, their defense, their bullpen is legit, and I'm just glad we were able to get to them today.
Thanks for your time, Carlos. See you tomorrow. All right, so we're just going to have JD and Mark together. So we'll open up for some questions. Start with Mike in the first row on the right.
JD coming in here, I think, or for Mark also, just there's a lot of thought you guys would be tired coming off of what you've gone through the last few days. Is it possible the opposite was in effect, that you kind of fed off of the momentum of what's happened here?
Yeah. Obviously that was a grind there at the end, but you just got to get into the playoffs. Just get to these games. The fans, the adrenaline, everything takes care of itself. It'll get you up. As tired as we were and as tired as we were after the doubleheader, flying in and then coming in and the crowd and the fans and, just all the hype around the game. It gives you the energy and it gives you the life.
Like JD said, I'm going to be honest with you, it's hard to be tired when you're playing playoff baseball. I had a bunch of energy. I know all of us did. We were all excited, and we got the job done, so.
Second row in the center.
How fired up did it get you guys when Jose Iglesias slid into first base, made it safe there? How fired up was the club? Was the dugout?
I think that was, probably the biggest changing point of the game. You could see the momentum swing right after that. We had a similar situation in Atlanta with Sugar, and you saw it switch right away, with Atlanta, and then them coming back and having that rally. And I think kind of the same situation here. It's a big point of the game, and hats off to Iggy because he runs hard after every ball he hits, and he's always in there, and it's always a bang bang play at first, and because of that I think is what kind of led us today.
We'll go third row, for the right.
Mark, for you in those moments after the Iglesias play, Tyrone scores from third, coming up in those big spots, knowing JD's coming behind you if you guys pinch hit, how easy or difficult is it to stay locked into those moments emotionally, knowing that obviously it's a big spot for you guys and not to be able to have that wave of emotions?
I think before the game, we were kind of talking about emotions and trying to stay even keel. JD was just like, the guys that keep their emotions the most even keel are the ones that are going to come out on top. So I kind of like ran with that. And when I came up to the plate and I saw Iggy went crazy, showed a lot of energy, I was like, I'm just going to simplify. I want to pass the baton. So I drove the ball to the right field, didn't try to do too much, and yeah.
Right behind him, Tim.
JD, after a September that you really didn't want to talk about too much, what does it mean to come through on this stage?
It's anytime you come through, especially with the team, is why I'm here. I want to win. I want to be a part of playoffs, and being on a team like this is it's an honor for me. And for me, it's just my career is getting to the back end of it, and there's not too many opportunities that you have like this anymore. So I just want to come through for the team and do whatever I can to help us win every night.
Anything else, you guys? Otherwise, we'll let them go. All right. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Yep. Luis Severino will be following shortly. Yeah. We will open things up for questions. We'll start with Steve in the front row on the right.
Luis, how would you describe the course of today's game for you?
I mean, it was a grind since the first inning, feel like I made good pitches, just they were hitting the ball to good spots. But I know we got a good team. I just needed to keep competing, keep just living the game like that, and hopefully we're gonna come back.
Mendoza said that towards the end there you really locked in, retiring your final 8. What does that mean for you? What happened when you were able to get into that type of a groove?
I talked to Hef and to a lot of the guys, to ask what I needed to change, and they told me just stay there. Just doing a good job, just keep throwing the ball. That's what I did, I think the first inning, got a lot of, I would say, bad luck out there, and then it was not attacking the zone. So after that, we just tried to attack the zone and make good pitches.
Second row in the center.
After the 4th inning, did you think that your start was over? Were there any words exchanged between you and Mendoza?
I thought it was out, yeah. And he told me, I need you today, whatever you can get me, let's go batter by batter. And I went to the 5th inning, and it was really quick. So he said the same thing about the next inning.
And then just as a pitcher, going back to the bench and watching your team make those comebacks, how do you control your emotions and kind of stay in the zone so you can go back out there and pitch again?
I mean, for me, I just try to enjoy being in the playoff. We've been having games like that for a little bit. We got good guys out there, good hitters. But like I say, I was enjoying the game, watching the guys hit, but also I was, talking to Alvarez and Hef about what should I do to, keep me in the game.
4th row on the right, Tim.
You said you thought you were maybe done after 4 innings. Was it something anybody said to you, or was it just the course of the game you kind of thought maybe they'd yank you?
Yeah, I think just the pitches, pitch count. I feel like I threw a lot of pitches. It was a tight game out there. And after we scored a couple more runs, I said, maybe I got a couple more innings out there. Like Mendoza said, we did a better job, getting hitters out, making pitches, and we got through the 6 innings.
After the long top of the fifth inning, your walk to the mound in the bottom of the fifth seems very slow. How were you feeling physically at that point after a long 4 innings and a long rally?
I was a little beat up, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. But, the guys give me, a lot of time to rest in that inning there, and I was able to come back.
The third row in the far right, Joel.
Sevy, considering how beat up the bullpen has been recently, what does it mean for you that you did get those 6 outs when maybe you didn't even think you were going to be in the game?
Yeah, I think not even for me, but for the bullpen, I appreciate that. When they came to the dugout, they were really happy about me getting those 6 innings. Coming back out there and trying to grind through that outing. So. I knew that Dia was not going to be available tonight, so anything that I could do to help the bullpen, I would do it.
Anything else? All right, we'll go to Steve in the second row after.
Luis, it would have been very easy for a team to let down after the emotions of yesterday. What did you see in the group overall that you think allowed you guys to come out the way that you did tonight?
I think we're not satisfied, We know the potential that we have in that clubhouse, and we want to go out there and we're going to fight. We're going to fight until the end, and hopefully that end is going to be, hopefully in the World Series.
Second row on the right.
Can you talk about what these last 24 hours have been like specifically for you? Kind of yesterday, not necessarily knowing whether you're going game 2. Obviously, the game goes back and forth. And then, obviously, they end up winning. Kind of what that's been like for you.
Yeah, the only thing that I can say, I've been ready since yesterday. So I think it was easy to get ready today. Yeah, I mean, yesterday I got ready like 3 times. I was hoping not to get in that game, but then it was looking like I was going to pitch and then not. And then, yes, it was crazy. But, we got to Milwaukee, I got my mind and pitching this game and coming here and competing.
Anything final? Luis, we'll go back to the second row in the center.
You mentioned about being ready several times yesterday. What does that do to a pitcher? Like, is it difficult then to come in today and try to start up all over again, or is it just like any other normal start?
I mean, not for me. I feel like yesterday it was like they told me, hey, I think you're going to pitch. It's like a click. Somebody click and you are game on right away. And then they score a couple runs, and you turn it off. It was like, okay, I'm down, and then you had to turn around again. So today is just, a game, a really important game. It's like I said before, I just needed to go out there and compete for my team, give everything that I got, and hopefully, just give it a chance to win.
All right. Thank you for your time, Luis. Have a good evening.